Former Arsenal striker Francis Jeffers reflects on past mistakes. Former Arsenal striker Francis Jeffers has opened up about his time at the club, admitting that he failed to live up to expectations due to off-field distractions. Once regarded as one of England's brightest young talents, Jeffers' move to Arsène Wenger's Arsenal in 2001 was supposed to be the stepping stone to a glittering career. However, things didn't go as planned, and the forward has now acknowledged the mistakes that led to his underwhelming spell in North London. Regret over wasted potential. Speaking in a recent interview, Jeffers was candid about his struggles at Arsenal and how his lack of focus and discipline ultimately cost him a chance to succeed under Wenger. "I let myself down, but more importantly, I let Arsène Wenger down," Jeffers admitted. "He put a lot of faith in me, and I didn't repay that trust the way I should have. Looking back, I should have been more dedicated and professional." The striker, who had made a name for himself as a prolific finisher at Everton, was signed by Arsenal for £8 million, a significant fee at the time. Dubbed a "fox in the box" by Wenger, Jeffers was expected to bring a different dimension to an already formidable Arsenal attack. However, injuries, competition for places, and off-field distractions prevented him from making an impact. Jeffers' time at Highbury coincided with one of Arsenal's most successful eras, but he found himself on the fringes of the squad. With Thierry Henry, Dennis Bergkamp, Sylvain Wiltord, and Nwankwo Kanu ahead of him in the pecking order, game time was scarce. When opportunities did arise, injuries and inconsistent performances hampered his progress. "I came into a team full of world-class players, and I should have done more to earn my place," Jeffers reflected. "It was a golden opportunity, but I got caught up in things outside of football that distracted me from my job." The forward managed just 8 goals in 39 appearances for the Gunners before leaving the club in 2004. A series of loan moves followed, but Jeffers never rediscovered the form that once made him one of England's most exciting prospects. Lessons learned and advice for young players. Now looking back on his career, Jeffers hopes that young players can learn from his experiences. He emphasized the importance of discipline, professionalism, and mental strength in making the most of a footballing career. "Talent will only take you so far. You need the right attitude and work ethic to stay at the top. If I could go back, I'd be much more focused on football and making the most of my time at a club like Arsenal," he said. Despite his struggles, Jeffers remains grateful for the opportunity to play under Wenger, whom he describes as a brilliant manager who always tried to guide him in the right direction. "Wenger always had time for me. He tried to help me, but at the end of the day, I didn't help myself enough. I wish I could have done things differently." Francis Jeffers' story serves as a reminder of the fine margins in football. Natural ability is only part of the equation. Mentality, discipline, and hard work are just as crucial. While he never fulfilled his potential at Arsenal, his reflections provide valuable lessons for the next generation of footballers. Though his career didn't unfold as expected, Jeffers remains a name that serves as both a cautionary tale and an example of unrealized talent. His regret is clear, but so is his hope that others won't make the same mistakes. Life after Arsenal and footballing journey. Following his departure from Arsenal in 2004, Jeffers' career took him on a journeyman path, with spells at clubs across England, Scotland, and even Australia. He rejoined Everton on loan but struggled to recapture his previous form, leading to stints at Charlton Athletic, Rangers, Blackburn Rovers, Sheffield Wednesday, and several lower league clubs. Despite showing flashes of his natural goal-scoring ability, he was never able to sustain it at the highest level. His final years as a player saw him move abroad briefly, playing in Australia for Newcastle Jets before winding down his career in England's lower divisions. Reflecting on his post-Arsenal years, Jeffers acknowledged how difficult it was to regain momentum after failing at a top club. "Once you lose your way at a big club, it's really hard to get back to that level. Confidence takes a hit, and sometimes you don't get a second chance at that stage," he admitted. In recent years, Jeffers has transitioned into coaching, using his experiences, both positive and negative, to help young footballers avoid similar pitfalls. He took on coaching roles at Everton's academy, where he worked with young strikers, passing on his knowledge of movement, finishing, and mentality. "I love coaching because I get to help young lads understand what it takes to make it. I tell them my story, not to make excuses, but to show them what can happen if you don't stay focused," he said. His work in youth development highlights his desire to give back to the game and ensure that future talents make the most of their opportunities. A message to Arsenal fans. Despite his struggles at Arsenal, Jeffers remains appreciative of the support he received from the club and its fans. Though his time in North London did not go as planned, he still holds fond memories of being part of Wenger's squad. "I know I didn't do what was expected of me, and that's something I have to live with. But Arsenal is an amazing club, and I'll always be grateful for the chance I had to wear that shirt," Jeffers said. He also praised Wenger's legacy, acknowledging that he now fully understands the values and standards that the legendary manager tried to instill in him. "When you're young, you don't always appreciate the wisdom around you. Arsène Wenger was a genius, and he saw things in players that they sometimes didn't even see in themselves. I wish I had listened to him more, but that's life," he admitted. Francis Jeffers' story is one of unfulfilled potential, personal reflection, and redemption through coaching. Though he didn't become the fox in the box that Wenger envisioned, his willingness to acknowledge his mistakes and help young players avoid the same missteps is commendable. While his Arsenal career was a disappointment, his honesty about his past serves as a valuable lesson for the next generation. Now, as a coach, he hopes to influence young talents in a way he wished he had been influenced during his playing days. For Arsenal fans, Jeffers will always be a case of what could have been, but his story remains an important reminder of the challenges that come with elite football, and the importance of mentality, discipline, and seizing the moment.